What up, everyone, tonight, this Monday night? Sure, some of you are going to have to be there at work tomorrow, getting your grind on and living in your day to day operations. But welcome to the show. And as you come in, one or two things for free. Hit the like and hit the dislike button. And if you are new to this channel, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Um, let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to target people. I'm not here to chase clout. I'm not here to start beefs or anything to that effect. Um, I'm here to contribute to the growing black male media because it's something that I've always myself wanted to see, and it's something that I would like for it to continue. Maybe not so much, um, just me, but a collective of men. And when I first came here to YouTube, it was because I already had some type of influence elsewhere. It wasn't much of an influence. I would say it turned out to be more negative than positive. If you are the kind of person that can reflect on yourself and understand that you may have a few flaws, then that's called growth as a person, you know. And for some that come to these platforms that have these YouTube channels, growth is and I'm not talking about like subscriber count growth or anything like that. I'm talking about, growth as a person, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. And what that does is your level of growth translates to what you bring to these platforms up here because no one ever wants to look like a fool. Now, for me, this isn't about the clout. It's about the growth of black male media for us to finally have a solid foundation, make it a little bit more fair, a little bit more even keeled, while providing a variety. I'm kind of in an agreement of, repeating the same topics over and over again becomes a bit cumbersome. But you could do that like you do anything on TV. You could just turn from it if it doesn't do anything for you. But why complain if others are getting it? And this is why I'm here. There's words that are being thrown around that I don't know if you use your freedom of speech. Of course, you can use the words, but there's something that can happen. You can be wrong. So let's look at what's on the screen up here. I have the word grifter. Now, what I am going to show you in a minute is a community tab post that I did because of a comment that I received. Because I just find it impossible to have this sort of logic, even at my level. So I'm a guy that is brutally honest. I've pretty much been neutral in these streets. I am very patriarchal. Don't make any mistakes about that. I don't bow down to any sisterhood, any simphood, any gynocracy. I don't do that because it doesn't work. So let me read this. Grifter, a person who engages in petty or small scale swindling. Okay, to give an example, I saw him as a grifter who preys upon people to make the suggestion that men who look like me and might share in some of the same subject matter is just here to con people out of money. which has been an expressed sentiment as of late because you got a lot of pocket watchers in around here in these spaces, and you got a lot of jealous people as well. You have a lot of people that feel as if money is being allocated in the wrong pockets, which that's not really my issue. I could call it for what it is, but at the end of the day, can you really control what someone does with their money? Especially if a black man is receiving it. Why hate on that? Why hate on any progress? I don't care how much money a black man comes up to the space of YouTube and get from anyone. It's whatever. I mean, shoot, anybody that come up here and take their time to do several lives a week deserves something. I mean, whether it's a little piece of the algorithm, I mean, it ain't always got to be monetary because every gain that you make doing this always is going to pay in the end anyway. It doesn't have to be in the form of a super chat. Somebody could simply press like, it'll contribute to your algorithm. It puts more eyes on you. The point of me saying a lot of this is because everyone that has come up to YouTube has had a starting point. Everyone. I didn't even discover the super chat system. I mean, I watched other people getting money, but I didn't believe that, I was ever gonna be a content creator that could profit off of something like that. I've seen others do it, and I don't mind it happening, but the goal at the end of the day is ad revenue. If you want this to be a true stream of income, you have to be a consistent content creator that not only does live streams, you have to do videos too, but you got to be consistent. You got to create value because, to tell you the truth, the absurdity of calling any black man, especially within the localized space, a grifter is utterly fucking ridiculous. I don't see people outside of high five figure, six figure subscriber people are really getting that much money like that. So when you say stuff like that, who does it affect at the end of the day? Does it affect the bigger content creators, the one that have five figures subscriber counts, six figures, or does it affect the guy starting out? The notion is ridiculous. There is not even enough evidence, yet this is a popular narrative. Are there about two or three subscriber? No, I'm sorry. Two or three content creators that they do say super chat and cash app pretty often in their broadcast. Yeah, those guys exist. Would it be enough to substantiate a claim? No, because when you say shit like that, you're being passive aggressive. You're not saying names. Say names. But who would I be to tell other people to say names if I wasn't willing to say a couple of names myself? Which is why we're here. Now, I'm not here to disparage these men. They're two black men. Why would I disparage them? I can disparage what they say all day. I can disagree with what they say all day. I can call it stupid. For starters, it's stupid because you're punching down. These two particular guys are punching down on guys that are smaller than them. I don't get the stupidity. I don't get why certain people just can't just be successful and leave well enough alone. It always has to come with this level of nonsense. And sooner or later somebody got to say something about it because the more and more shit like this happens, the harder it is for black men to actually break that glass ceiling as far as creating black male media. You need a lot of black men on this, not just a few, not just a couple. And speaking of these two guys in particular, what have they done? Now, I'm very aware of O'Shea. O'Shea has done a lot for black men in these spaces, a lot of which we don't know who they are. I mean, let's just be honest. But he has. I mean, he names them all the time. It's like a lot of the guys, that's my first time hearing their names. He has contributed a lot. So I'll acknowledge that. You know, nobody's trying to take that away from him. I'm not. But we'll get to the BS in a second. The other guy, you know, this kind of like this it's like two shades of the other guy calls himself mediocre tutorials and reviews. I mean, he's gone on broadcast and said, you know, he's no longer a part of the black manosphere or the manosphere. Which, I mean, cool, whatever. I mean, I'm kind of like this. It's not a flight. You ain't got to announce your departure. But listen up. Are all live streamers bad? I get there are some, but is that really the case with all of them? Is that really all? Is that really the case with so many black males who run these live streams that we're just crazy? That all we want is beef and drama. All we do is beg for super chats. We're grifters. We're trying to con you guys. We're trying to give you false hope so we can dig in your pockets. Sounds like a mega church preacher. Sound like we trying to be a bunch of mega church preachers. Look, if someone is successful off YouTube, whether it be super chats or ad revenue, what the fuck is your problem? Whoever believes it thinks like this. I'll get to the comments in a second. What's your problem? And I don't see why these two guys in particular would ever have a problem. But hey, you know, check out the links in the description. I'm not going to break down these particular videos because, you know, so sometimes some people like to do copyright strikes. Only if these guys would actually say, hey, Kev, you know, I know you're highly critical of us, but you can do a reaction video on our shit. Go right ahead. And then I'll probably say something like, you know what? I can't say it's going to be favorable. But hey, I got to be truthful. Hell, be truthful with me. I've never cared about that. But what I do not appreciate is black men making it hard for black men. That's sucker shit. Let me explain. It's regardless of how you may feel about the black manosphere or any black space of black men in YouTube, the right thing to do would probably not to be passive aggressive about it. I would say names. There are certain names that I don't like because it's more so treated like it's the cool thing to do. Some people have legitimate arguments, and I've had discussions with that, you know, with people about that. We may not see eye to eye on certain things, but hey, they've always ended up being respectful. But that kind of shit is not respectful. The biggest problem I have with somebody, you know, that would be at the level of these guys is to use a dead man to further their narrative. MTR saying that Kevin Samuels, uh, in a most blatant way, did not want to be a part of the space known as the manosphere. And it's like we already kind of figured that out. I mean, it's like, why waste your time jumping from panel to panel, being super dramatic about things that you can very well control? Which I'm not in total disagreement with that. But I can confirm nor deny if he said that or not. The man is dead. But my biggest problem with that is, why wait till the man is dead to say that? Why didn't you stand on your square when he was alive? I mean, making a video say I'm leaving the manosphere. Well, I mean, we thought you were just a content creator. And that's my problem. See, that like I said, that's some sucker shit. That man ain't here to confirm that. That shit was dumb. Even if like I wasn't carrying this Black Manosphere banner, which who carries it anyway? It's starting to feel like a virtue signal. The fact that I'm associated with it puts it as a reflection on a content creator like myself. Even if you are a viewer or a chat person or a moderator that does not believe that I encompass whatever these values are of the space, it's still a reflection on me at the end of the day. Where's all this fear coming from? Losing a sponsor? Because, see, I see something like that as fear. You're scared. You're tucking your tail between your legs. I mean, I understand that MTR lost a sponsor because he was saying some out the way stuff, I guess. Then one of them little feminists got mad, and all of a sudden he loses a sponsorship. Those sponsorships must pay really good. I'll say that. And I'll tell you this: it does suck. Look, losing a residual stream of income. But regardless of whether you're sad about that shit or not, the responsibility of weathering that was on him. It should not, from the way he reacted, it should not been the responsibility of other content creators, especially black male ones, and how we speak. He lost a sponsorship because of some shit that he did. It's not a reflection on the space, it's a reflection on him. I hear he has a good job anyway, so why the fuck is he worried about that? I mean, like I said, it sucks to lose a stream of income, but playing the blame game, oh, that's something else. I want to take this content creation thing seriously, but I'm coming up here as a black man. I come up here as a black father, a black family man, someone who's a part of something that is important. And you know what? I wish that people, especially guys with larger subscriber counts, would see it that way. But you know what? We're all different people. And this dumbass damage control, just because there's a couple of crazy ones out there, that shit's pretty cowardly. Don't make it harder for guys smaller than you. I'm not saying it's making it harder for small, it's making it hard for me. Shoot, I am at where I'm supposed to be at this point. I don't know. But let's get to the other one. The bandwagon hopper, the weird video maker, the guy with the team. Like a lot of people will say that their biggest complaint about the other guy, ODJ, Cornelius, is that he does celebrity stuff. I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn if he tricks off his money in Africa or wherever he is. I don't care about any of that. Teach his own. That's whatever that man's business is. Who cares? I'm sure that there is a social ethic that goes with some of that stuff, and some of you guys out there may disagree. But my issue is never rail against a black man that tries. I mean, shit, it's like a person like, oh yeah, you already got it, bruh. I'm trying to get to where you trying to be. I don't know. It's kind of like with this guy. I feel like it's kind of a chameleonaire Michael Jordan thing. My first bad experience in the space was on his channel with another moderator that was mad at me because of some shit on Facebook. I mean, that wasn't particularly the blame of ODJ, but I'm just saying. But the issue is this: how you gonna call somebody a super chat beggar? I mean, it's best that, like I said, it's best that when you say stuff like that, you list off the names of people who you believe do this shit. Because we have a tendency to say things without evidence, like these little simps on Facebook. Oh, these black men are out here attacking black women and black children. Prove it, motherfucker. Prove it. I have no problem with true information, factual information. It's when we're not factual that gets me. Just saying stuff off the cuff just to say it. They ruined the space. They ruined the manosphere. The manosphere is dead. Now, this is not a defense of the manosphere or the black manosphere. But when you associate me with something, some things have to be said. I hope y'all press like or dislike. I know some of you are probably here because I tagged them two fools, which is cool. Thanks for tuning in. But for those of you who are here every night, I appreciate you. Let's look at the chat. All right. D said super chats changed everything. Change what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did not have the luxury of being here when, everybody was at the Google Hangouts hype, right before Google Hangouts died. Because a lot of people were glad Google Hangouts were going away because they thought that would thin the herd. But along came StreamYard. I discovered StreamYard as an alternative. And then all of a sudden, everybody just started using StreamYard. The innovator of this platform has probably made a lot of money because Google Hangouts died. Now, who was around for those days? There's a lot of shit that happened back then. Some of the old OGs came up during that time. Above, beyond, and forever. I stopped listening to O'Shea a long time ago. He suspected me. Hey, listen to who you want to listen to. And if you express that here, you're being brutally honest. So I can't, somebody can go over their channels. I don't listen to Kev. Like, cool. Fine. Out from the Norm 18. What's going on? Michael Willis. Oh, damn. Charles Faulkner Jr. What's going on? I will say woo, but my voice is kind of say a lot of people are hypocrites. They can't even stay on topic or make a good point most of the time in this space. I got that. I got you on that, brother. Peace, brother Kev. What's up with these two, bro? What happened? I don't know. It just I pay attention to other people's content sometimes. I do, and like I said, I'm not trying to start a beef. I'm not trying to insult these guys. I mean, the most out of name I'm probably going to call them is a hypocrite. Y'all see the thumbnail. Shout out the LAR movement, a non-hypocrite. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Impact X83rd power. Peace to my brothers and sisters up in here, up in here. All right, we got a super chat. We got a super chat. Let me read that out. RPM is in the house. Judge Dre. Everybody wants to know what happened. Nothing happened, man. I just felt like talking about it. If I have a problem with someone, I'm just gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a big problem. It's like, how big a problem can I have with a person who dwarfs my subscriber count that much, let alone two people? So it's kind of like a fuck all situation. I'll say that. BZ. For me, how a man lives his life, carries himself, and what he values matters to me if I'm going to respect what he has to say. Ammo. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely cannot be a bullshitter. You can't be all about this rhetoric and then you live your life differently. You can't talk like a tycoon and you know the rest. Oh, that video he uploaded. Like I said, like all the links are in the description. If y'all want to go check out those links and see exactly what I'm talking about. The whole point is punching down. I know that's a term that some people use, like when they're getting bullied. Oh my God, you're punching down on me. See, when people punch down, I punch up. See, this is how this is what we have to learn. Just like the wussies that ran off on Twitter because, like, oh my God, white people are gonna start using the N word. My feelings, I gotta leave. No, fight back, motherfucker, fight back. BZ was going on. Charles Irby and Greg. He blamed the black manosphere again. Oh, hold on. RPM says those two are all over the place. I remember when MTR did a video saying he left the spear. I mean, yeah, he made a video saying he left the spear and then gonna make another video saying what ruined the spear. I mean, which, it was an opinion piece. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but we're also entitled to disagree. Yeah. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Greg with the super chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And people, I did not beg for that. I didn't say, hey guys, if I'm gonna say another word, you better donate, god damn it. I ain't say that. I guess people just think I'm a cool guy. But I appreciate it, Greg. I cut O'Shea loose after we argued over that brother, the nurse who deleted himself, baby mama, and ex-wife after he posted his intent online. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Those are very like sensitive conversation, I would say. But the whole point is, if you know someone is crazy, don't push their buttons. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Attacking children. Women are the number one abusers of children. A black boy just recently got launched out of his car. Mother was driving. Ridiculous. Yeah. And there are more stories out there that are like that. And see, this whole problem is this. It is like when you piss a female off and then there are guys that look at life through that lens, then they want to do damage control. They want to distance themselves from what they consider the problem. I saw your post on Facebook group, Kev. I want to jump in. We have to read some of the comments, but I'm still in LP jail for another month. Bruh, it's all good, man. It's all good. I know how to handle myself, and really, I really do it. I know this is a bullshit reason that other people do it. I do it so time can pass by, but I know the mentality of those people. My thing is, people can't possibly be that stupid. Seriously, people can't possibly, you know, be this divisive and expect that kind of rhetoric to foster unity. It doesn't make sense to me. So what I believe is, since I'm surrounded by such people, I should ask them to make it make sense. Prove the things that you're saying. Say just prove to me that you're not saying things just to stoke the hater in someone, to invoke a bad emotion. Prove that to me, Judge Dre. Prime VA 757. What's going on? This space has changed a lot over the last few years. LAR has been consistently. Yeah, shout out to that brother. If anyone should have a huge, enormous amount of traction, it should be LAR movement. Yeah, he really has put in the work and really consistently works to deliver great content. And I've never really seen him on any kind of bullshit. You know, never. I mean, I heard that Ringo had a beef with him at one point. I haven't seen any of Ringo's content lately. Maybe he's just out of my algorithm. Especially around the time of Kevin Samuels' death. Like, a lot of bullshit was popping up in my feed, but a lot of the bullshit is, calmed down. So, well, when I say a lot of the bullshit, every time uh, certain types of bullshit calm down, other types of bullshit arise. So there's always bullshit. Charles Irving, I don't have an issue with O'Shea, but he is responsible for the rise of Irene Yvette, Paris Milan, Cynthia G, and Nyla says he gave them a big platform to spew their anti-male misandry. I wouldn't put that all on O'Shea. I would say a lot of it was Phil Scott as well. Some of it was Dr. Boyce Watkins. But for some reason, we do have those males that gravitate toward misandry. And yeah, O'Shea is somewhat responsible for that too. But I'm not going to say that it's all O'Shea, you know. But him being a heavy influencer and being once at the top of the manosphere list, yeah, he has definitely had an impact on their popularity. Because I remember, like I said, back in the Hangout days, at the end of it, he would tell people to go over to Nala. And these days, I mean, I used to have somewhat of a sensible rapport with Nyla, but it's like now we can't communicate without some insult being thrown, and it's usually her first because she has that female entitlement. I'm a Wayman's. I can do what I want because sisters are victimized and blah blah blah, and these dusty nakers, and it's just like just all over the fucking place. Cynthia G, like O'Shea has also claimed that Paris Milan is from, I guess, the area he's from, and he talking about he loves her, which I don't know. This sounds kind of like a white person saying they love somebody, but I'm just not that big. I'm just not that big on black men haters. I mean, whether they're doing it for content style or not, it's just that I understand that females aren't my competition, but there's a reason why I don't really go in on females like that. I used to on Facebook, but on this platform right here, I mean, although let's be brutally honest, you can go in on females all day and be justified because of some of the stupid shit that's out here. But is there really any use to it? I mean, shit. And there's always going to be repercussions for that shit. Which brings me to my next point about MTR. This man used a Charlton Heston quote in one of his videos. Talking about there's free speech and there's tolerable speech. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like that, I was like, that's Charlton Heston. Charlton Heston said that about Ice-T when he had that group Body Count. You know, the rapper Ice-T. I'm your pusher, high roller. Let's get butt naked and fuck. That guy. uh, Law and Order. Surviving the Game. Let's just say Coco. Yeah, he had a rock group back in the early 90s named Body Count. They had a song called There Goes the Neighborhood. Um, yeah, which I like, There Goes the Neighborhood. But they also had another song called Cop Killer. And once they put that song out, it made the news. Everybody all over the news was shaming Ice-T. Ice-T was like, I thought this was freedom of speech. And then Charlton Heston went after Ice-T. He said there's free speech and there's tolerable speech. So MTR is bumping his gum, taking his cues from a white man. All right. Charles Irby said, oh, okay. I already read that. Glad you are covering this issue. It's not so much an issue. Yeah, it is. It's an issue. It's an issue. Um, yeah. I remember O'Shea said one time that he would never fool with a content creator under 10,000, and the reason why he said that was because of the clout chasing that goes on with someone under 10,000. And believe me, I made the decision long ago to build myself. I just tagged the guys because I didn't want any secrets. I don't talk behind people's backs. I don't. I'm straight up with you. If I have a problem with you, hybrid, best believe I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't have a problem with you, so don't think that. But yeah, O'Shea has. Okay, let me call this out because this will support the whole. He loved trying to build up the black man haters, and I have a theory for that. O'Shea said he would never fool with anyone under 10,000 subscribers. Shortly after he said that, he did an interview with Mahogany Roots and MJ, who is under 10,000 subs. I mean, as far as me and her go, we're cool. I mean, I know she's been quite snippy and she kind of has this little sisterhood about her, but I mean, it's whatever on that. Yeah, she's made a couple of volatile appearances on Rodder's channel. The other person was The Honest Truth. And this was at the height of his Kevin Samuels hatred, which got him quite the algorithm. After Taz ran through The Honest Truth couldn't get back to his former prominence. But O'Shea interviewed with two people under 10,000. And I mean, like, maybe it's because he might have saw something in them. I don't give a fuck what it was. Both of them aren't really favorable when it comes to how they speak about black men. So that's all I'm looking at the end of the day. And, and again, let's put it to you like this. Despite what O'Shea says, he can do whatever the fuck he want to do with his time. He can do whatever the fuck he want to do. So he can say, I'm not going to appear with somebody under 20,000 and then appear with somebody who has 15 subs. What is there to say except for calling him out on his lie? So I'm simply just calling him out on his lie. That's it. And now I'm not salty. I'm not salty. Like, I'm not salty because, people don't like him, don't come this way. And I'm pretty glad because let me tell you something. I don't want bigger content creators taking the credit for what I'm doing over here. And nor should you if you are a content creator. You should want to build on your own. The one of the gripes about black men is that we don't build. But I mean, shit. I mean, we can't handle if we can't handle something as virtual as YouTube. Then hey, you know what? Maybe there is truth to it. Maybe we do find it impossible to work with each other. And I'll be willing to work with anyone. I'm not a difficult person to work with, but I won't be anybody's bitch. I'll tell you that much. I'll punch you in your fucking face first. And I mean, I know that's easy to say on Wi-Fi. Ooh, he said he gonna punch somebody. You know, I get it. Street Fighter 88. What's going on? You give the average person too much credit. Yeah, probably. Soul Provider reacts. What's going on? APTV. What's going on? Greg. But O'Shea did throw Cynthia G a lifeline after her reputation was done after Rock knocked her up. Yeah, yeah, probably would say that is true. Cause, you know, let's say for instance, I would say like, I had the reputation I have on Facebook. Like everybody just thinks that I'm this huge black woman hater or whatever. Do you think that there would be too many people that would say that Kevin has some good points, although he hates black women? Do you believe that people would care about that? If you believe that people would not care based on the fact that I do have some good points, if I were a black woman hater, then you are a naive fool. I'll just put it to you like this. So why should we give O'Shea credence when he says shit like, "Well, I agree with some of the things that Cynthia says." Every time I hear him, I'm like, I wish he could hear me when I say, "Shut up," you know, like this. What is she right about? Like, tell me that the bitch sounds crazy every time I hear her talk. I mean, I don't have to be nice about that. None of you do. That's what's wrong with some of you numb nuts. Oh man, I know they sound like shit, but they got some good point. No, no. Do not give people who don't deserve it that luxury. Don't do it. Marine 70. Kev not selling out. Who said I'm selling out? Somebody said I'm selling out. I will admit, O'Shea brings a unique perspective. The man is creative. The Pan African dating show is a brilliant direction to go. Those African women are sexy as hell too. Oh, I'm not taking anything away from O'Shea. I already said he's done a lot. He's done a lot, and he wants to expand his media. And I get him sometimes when you try to help your fellow brethren. Sometimes it comes back to bite you. Yeah, can't help everyone. But for me, it's always been about black male media. Oh, that's what you're saying that. Nobody said you're selling. I'm saying you're not the type and your content is genuine. I say it in light of MTR switch up after losing a sponsor. Like I said, that sponsor must have been paying him a lot. Like I said, I don't know I have yet to experience what it's like to have a sponsor. And, you take a risk naming your channel Black Men Anything. Trust me, I'm experiencing it now. I listened to MTR video and I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Uh, I mean, hey, I would probably say that sometimes people could say the same about me. I speak plain English, but hey, we're not above criticism. Remember that. None of us are. I'm not mad that people criticize the space. I used to be one of those guys. Like, goddamn, why are you talking about the space? God damn it. Stop being like that, fucker. I used to be like that. But, I mean, for reasons, I would say not anymore. But any attempts to take down black male media will be visited upon by me. I guarantee you, if I get what I want in 2023, I will have the influence. I got a true group of people right now I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with all of you. Shit, seriously, man. You guys are the greatest. Shit, let me check out something real quick. Shoot. All right. Okay. 35 likes. That's cool. I mean somebody down there didn't hit like on this video yet. Come on, it's free. It's for the algorithm. It's not like I'm begging you for a super chat. That is some bullshit right there. Don't tell nobody that these guys are. I mean, no. Look. Anybody will be happy and grateful to receive a super chat. Just like Greg gave me those couple super chats during this broadcast. I am grateful for that shit. I am. Any little bit, I am grateful for. I haven't achieved a popularity to make it a requirement, and I probably never will make it a requirement. Like I said, I do understand that there are a few content creators that will stop their show until they get the amount of super chats or the amount of cash apps that they want. I can promise you I'll never be that guy. That's all I can say. But if people are giving up the money, just like they do with all these females, then what can you really say? The Azure, what's going on? Shoot. But I don't know, but I will say for some of the things that these brothers say that they stand on, it does come off as a bit hypocritical. If you're gonna say stuff like "What are women doing in the space?" and then you give them a super chat with the message, "I'm gonna make you wifey." Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of sending mixed messages. But hey, you know what? Teach his own. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power says Obsidian stops his show and says we need 40 brothers to put it on the wood. Oh God, really? Put it on the wood? 40 brothers to put it? What? Is he talking about his wooden cane? Please say, please say it's that. A motherfucker, be sitting up at night. Ooh, Tupac. Like, no, don't be saying nothing like that. Ray Hummer says, I can't stand some of these funny acting shady bastards. They scream for cash apps, but can barely show respect to a fellow man who they're not familiar with. Shit. Yeah, that's what I don't get. And it's a general thing with brothers who do get paid. Sisters too. Let's not leave them bitches out. They're a part of this whole thing too. When they get to a certain amount of money, all of a sudden they act like they're God's gift to everything. It's like if they take a shit, they be like, "I gifted this toilet with shit." Like these are how people with money on our side act. Or if they got a, or if they got a, serious amount of momentum or something like all of a sudden, like the shit don't stank and they're better than other black folks. And I never liked that. I've always wanted to knock people like that down. Not out of jealousy or anything like that, but it's just that I get sick of seeing people like that. It's like spoiled kids. I grew up hating people like that. Marine 70 says a lot of creators are requiring to show your face before you come up, but many of us have jobs and lives outside of YouTube. Yeah. And at one point I did advocate for the use of avatars. You know, some of it was because I was just being petty. But that's right. When you have to fear your own people, when you have to fear your own people trying to steal your livelihood from you. Now I understand them fools that be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do something to your baby, and fuck your dead family, and I'm gonna do all this illegal, egregious stuff to women." Don't go around saying that if you don't want somebody to expose you. I'll say that. Say the least amount of crazy shit possible. I mean, you might not want to ruin your own life with words because that's how people are these days. They'll write a letter to your boss demanding an apology. But I understand, like, I don't care if people use assumed names or hide behind an avatar because that is exactly what our people do. Our people, black folks, they want to ruin you. They want to put your personal information out there. They want to tell people where you live so something crazy can happen to you. And then 9 times out of 10 is those same people that get around election season and talk about we got to vote for the Democrats because the Republicans are racist. Same folks. Same folks scream Black Lives Matter every time the TV blows up a story about a cop shooting a black person, which, if it's wrong, is wrong. You have a simple disagreement with someone, they want to ruin your life. Bigger content creators with 6-figure subscriber counts should be at the forefront of trying to fight bullshit like this. But no, the ego gets in the way. Greg, once again, thank you, my brother. Obsidian is purple pill at best. I found him when he was a so-called black doomsday prepper. I mean, still got a roll of toilet paper from the 90s. Like, uh, is Brad a simp? That's what Phil Brad said. Brad is a simp if Brad says simp shit. I would say if Brad does simp shit, like pay some bills and wait by his phone at night for her to call and say thank you. Stuff like that. Obsidian went into the Green Bay Packers. Get it? Lock said I need 50, bro. Man, you cannot say anything like that. I need about I need about 5 of y'all to put it on the wood. Like I would never. I figure like this: if I'm providing value in the content, then shit, I'll get support anyway. But it's like this, man. It's like this as far as the super chats and the cash apps. I don't totally disagree with that, but the hypocrisy is comes in is that we all had a starting place. We all did. We all had a starting place. And some of us coming into this, like myself, we sought inspiration to do better with it. And I sought inspiration through black men who were able to somewhat break that glass ceiling. And I gotta admit, I was fans of these two content creators at first. I was. Now I just look at them like any other goof. Excuse me. If I ever gain the influence, when not a if, when my channel grows, I'll be 50 times better than they ever were. Shoot, I'm almost 50. I'm 4 years from it. I'll just say that. A lot of people say you're a little old to be up here. I mean, you know what I say to those people? Fuck you. I do what the fuck I want to do. As long as it's not infringing upon the rights of others, what I'm doing is fine. And if you're a black man, if you're a black person, because I don't hate black women, I don't. The fact that I have to say that is suspect, but I don't hate the sisters. I hate some of their ways, and I'm not willing to kiss somebody's ass if they're wrong. Obviously, like these two guys. Shoot. This is going to be a battle anyway. Because what you're doing is you're reversing what has been done by the opposition for a bunch of years. And as long as you don't lose focus on yourself, then it's okay to come up here and say the things that will put us on a pathway to setting things right. Because we don't hate the women. I don't want the women to do anything outside of what they don't want to do. But there is something called consequences. You don't have to do anything, but you damn sure got to live those consequences. I'll tell you that much. Shoot. Well, let me tell you something. If I get what I want in 2023, the influence of people that try to take you down, it won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter how many times these two in particular individuals will call people like me struggle streamers, or people like, some of the guys that you mentioned, SuperChat beggars. It won't matter because we'll be on a more solid foundation. So, you are sober-minded and ethical, brother. The communicata in this civilization hates righteous, sober-minded, ethical, productive black men. Yeah, we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do, and that's at the end of the day. If I don't maintain, then I will suffer, and I can't afford to suffer because I have other people involved, and one of those people are 8 years old. So that's there's no choice with me. If YouTube is a potential stream of income for me and my family, god damn it, it's gonna happen. With or without anyone's help. Obsidian went to Chip and Dale. Come on, man. Good God. Good God. Yeah. Yep, that Obsidian though. Like when I see stuff like Obsidian and them going after his lady, I wouldn't do things that way. I would just focus on Obsidian. I ain't got to bring your significant other in because, to each his own. I done seen some of my homies with some big uns. But, when you're in the position that Obsidian is in, based on some of his past rhetoric, then of course he's going to have that kind of poo flang at him. I'm just not the type of person that brings loved ones into anything because I know what I'd do if I was in that person's face. It'd be something savage. But, I mean, calling women beluga whales on every broadcast, and then that picture of his lady got out. Those are some of the things that you have to prepare for if you're going to be a extremely bombastic personality. Marine 70. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping through. Well, let me give this final message to these two guys, to O'Shea and to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Enjoy while it lasts, fellas. I don't know if they intend to stay in it or not, but stay out of brothers like me stay out of my way. Stay out of. In fact, stay out of all the brothers' way. If you don't want to be a part of it, then just don't be a part of it. Shit. I might actually do a reaction one day to where you have to do a copyright strike, and I'm not having any desire to have a copyright strike on my channel. But if it's going to be a takedown that is worth it, I will do it. Not that it's going to mean too much. It'll mean enough to the right people, but Jesus, guys, we're all black men, and I'm tired of the lack of unity. And I'm talking about real brothers. I ain't talking about guys like Super Sly 75. You can throw niggas like that away, but for the rest of my brothers, hell. BZ says the quality of a man's woman says a lot about the man. Guys with fat or ugly women shouldn't get uh, get mad if a man points out the obvious. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is true. I mean, if she's 400 pounds, people shouldn't get mad if somebody calls her fat. That's that's a factual observation right there. So I get that. It's just that to make it all like I would rather focus on an aspect of the person that I was targeting. I'll say that. But I get it. I get what you're saying. All right. Well, this is it. Unless somebody wanted to come up, feel free to say it in the chat. In fact, let me just do it anyway. Well, we never dropped the link. He was talking shit, but he never dropped that link. But then again, I take full responsibility for this. I wouldn't want to drag anybody else into my shit because I could have been a shit ton more rude about this, for real. Because based on a lot of the shit that O'Shea has said, I will say this though: I would never let anyone run me out of the space. Yeah, I would never let anyone run me out of any space. It's like you're gonna have. Yeah, I said you're gonna have to come kick me out. But O'Shea, you kind of let Ramil run you out of the space. One of those struggle streamers that you talk about so much, Ramil, The guy that can get 1,000 watching him, which is an amazing feat, by the way, for a black man to achieve, that has a 4-figure subscriber count. I'll say that much. But that's all I'll say at the end of the day. It's like me, I wouldn't let nobody run me out of nowhere. But anyway, I've had about enough of this. Had about enough of this. Anyway, we got to push forward. We cannot expect anyone to support our personal dreams, visions, and ideas, or to do what makes sense, which is to stay out of a motherfucker's way. There's always going to be an obstacle, and unfortunately for us as black men, that's going to be the case for the foreseeable future. And someone with some goddamn sense, sooner or later, is going to have to push back on it, no matter how small or how big the content creator is. Because at the end of the day, bullshit is bullshit. And that's what I'll leave you with. Enough of the bullshit. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next weekend. The shows are kind of in limbo. But my consistency hasn't been that great. But 2023 is going to be our year. So just want y'all to keep that in mind over here on Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And with that being said, long live the habitual line stepper. In Kev we trust. And when you don't give up, you will absolutely win. Peace the fuck out.